name is Tom, and welcome to Living Through Limits. Well, today is the third of the gate series for our outside fence. Today I hope to be staining the side of this gate that will get the redwood fencing. So I want to move right along with this. The stain I'm going to use it's a semi-transparent stain. That way it kind of darkens the wood a little bit, but you can still see the wood grain. So we're gonna pour some stain into a little bucket that I can reseal, get a paintbrush, and move along with this project. Okay, we're ready to stain now. And what I've chose to use, after talking to a few of my friends who build decks and fences and things like that, is Sherwin-Williams Super Deck. They said it lasts a good long time. I shouldn't have to stain or seal the fence for about 3 or 4 years, along with the deck that gets a lot of wear and tear on it. So I just wanted to show you this product, but I also this is not an ad for Sherwin-Williams, but they said this product is really good. Okay, so I'm going to move this can out of the way, because what I did is I poured my stain paint into a bucket, and the bucket has a lid that I set over here. And the nice thing is I don't have to pour my stains back and forth into my paint can. And this lid I picked up for this bucket has a little seal in it that'll help save the stain. And then the stain is an oil base, so I had to pick up some paint thinner, which is off camera right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in the middle of this project, because if I start here, I don't want my clothes all full of stain. So if I start here, I'd be leaning over and staining. And so what I want to do, and what I recommend to other people, is if you can reach it, start in the middle and stain out whatever you can reach. You know, I like to get plenty of stain on my paintbrush, but I don't want to get too much, because I don't want it going all over my table saw and stuff, which you could put down a rug, a cloth or paper or something. Anyhow, let's get going on this. It'll take a little while, but we'll see how this stain looks. This is Doug fir. On this side of the fence, I'm not too worried about how pretty it looks, because it's going to be covered by my redwood. I just wanted to get a nice sealer on here so it doesn't get really weathered. Okay, at this point I'm going to turn the cameras off. I just want to show how to lay that out, kind of the prep work. And then we'll come back when we get closer to putting the one piece of fencing on here, and then hanging my hinges, and go from there. Staining a board is not any fun thing just to watch, so I won't put anybody through that. So we'll be back when we get a little further along. So I have my combination square here, and I'm going to set it for a 1/4 of an inch. So then I can come in here, set it on here, and I got a 1/4 inch there, a 1/4 inch here, and we'll make this 6 inches here. There's 6 inches right there. And then I'll just set this for 1/4 of an inch again. It's not that hard. It's nice to double, triple, quadruple check. As I'm doing this fence, or this gate and stuff, a lot of times some people, if your wood is dry, you'll put a gap. That way if the wood swells or contracts, contraction and retraction, you know, back and forth, gives room for expansion. There we go. Well, this wood is still pretty wet. It's been raining around here and stuff. So it's not going to swell up much more, but it's going to shrink. So, you know, I've got to grab my screws. What I'm using to hold this this fencing in onto the gate is I have these Deckmate screws. They're 2 inches long and they're 8 gauge. But the nice thing about these too is they, instead of a Phillips, or yeah, mostly a Phillips anymore, or a square head, these have what's called a star drive. And a star drive, it gives less chance for it to strip out and things like that. So what I'm going to do here is, real quickly, I'm going to get my pencil. I'm going to just put a center mark. This is all exposed. So I really like to have my screws and stuff. I'm kind of picky. Now my line is just going to be a light line, just so I can see it, but when it gets stained, it'll be covered. I set my drill. It's a Milwaukee. I really like this one. I have two. I have the variable speed drill, has a high and low speed, has a clutch which helps you for setting the depth, because I've learned that when setting the depth, I don't want to take the wood and drive that screw into it, because it just gives another area for moisture to set in and stuff. So I start my clutch pretty light, and I'll try a screw. And I know you notice it started to slip, so I'll give it a couple more, and one more. Okay, now I want to go back up to the, well, I think we can do this. The other thing I like about these screws too is they've got a little cutout area, so it's kind of like it works like a drill bit, so it really keeps it from splitting a lot, which makes it nice. You can see I've got an overhang here, right here, and it's 6 inches, and so then we'll have the rest of the fencing, but I have to paint both sides and things. So let's measure this out like we did on the lower side. Okay, our center board is actually a 2x4, so we're gonna go a little less on that one. So 2x4 is actually about 3.5. So we're gonna make it 1 3/4 inches, roughly to there. Make our mark. And there we have it. We have our gate. So we have the top piece, bottom. What we'll do, let me Let me grab a couple of the hinges I have so you can kind of have an idea of what I'm doing. What I did is I went to Amazon, ordered some hinges. Each one just has a 6-inch hinge because I wanted it to look kind of pretty on here. I've got my center mark, and I find if I just take and put that hinge right up against the edge of the board, see the hinge, this is the outside part. This hinge can be on the right side or the left side of the outside of the gate. It'll flip around. It's a decorative hinge. It comes with some screws. So what I need to do now that I've hooked this all together is, before I put the hinges on, I need to take and stain this, and then on the next video we're gonna hang the hinges. We're gonna put the gate in place, because I could put all the boards on here, but as I've said in every video, I'm really limited on what I can lift. As it is, I'll probably have to have my son help me take this out to where we're gonna hang it, and have him help me put it in place. But you know, I can do the painting. These little light boards I can move around, and this gate's getting to be, I'm getting excited about it. So I want to thank you for watching. Please subscribe, hit the notification button, give it the thumbs up if you liked my video, and until next time, God bless.